Hello, I'm at the Epstein Becker Green Annual Workforce Management Meeting with Bill Milani. What are some of the key takeaways that you've seen over the last 36 years?
Briefing started, as you mentioned, 36 years ago in 1981. Ron Green kicked off the first briefing. It was in a conference room, a small conference room in our offices at EBG. To see the growth to 400, more than 400 people joining us today is remarkable. I think that growth is a reflection of the increasing complexity of our labor and employment laws. When we began the briefings in 1981, there was no ADA, there was no FMLA, and I think the growth of the briefing has really been a reflection of that increased complexity in those laws. As we see today, we have the pleasure of having some wonderful speakers from the government agencies that regulate the workplace join us, sharing their insights, telling us what might be ahead. We've also had clients joining the programs, sharing a very practical perspective on how these issues impact day to day. That's been a real highlight for me, is partnering with clients to deliver those messages and provide the best possible practical advice to those who join us.
Bill, another question if I may. How have employers benefited from attending these briefings?
We have an ability in these briefings to speak with clients about developments in the law, things we've seen happen in the year since our last annual briefing. So we can report on those developments to them in this forum. I think, though, what may be even more helpful to them is that we also take time to let them know what we see coming, that we help them get ahead of the curve in terms of whether they be legislative developments, likely case law that we see coming down, so that they can prepare and plan and really not be surprised and be in a position where they can react seamlessly as these things do develop. I think another enormous benefit that we have and we're able to offer in our briefings is involvement of our clients as panelists, because in so many instances we're not reinventing the wheel here. Clients, particularly in the same industry, are dealing with the same issues. So I think a big benefit of our event is that those clients have an opportunity to hear not only from us, but to hear from their colleagues and how their colleagues are grappling with these issues. And very often, I think, they can come up with very creative and practical solutions because they're the ones on the front lines. They're the ones on the ground. So I think from the standpoint of benefits, it's again, a practical look at what might lie ahead and also a discussion about how to face those challenges.
How does the current legal environment affect labor employment workforce management policies?
We're in an extraordinary time here of polarization, I think, unlike anything that I've seen in my lifetime. And so you have our laws and the workplace reflecting that. What I mean by that is we're seeing a red state, blue state divide as we did politically. So you have our two coasts very aggressively reacting with the passage of state and local laws favoring employees, frankly, expanding employee rights, giving them increased ability to pursue claims, where they perceive the federal government pulling back under the Trump administration. As we move ahead, it's particularly important that we be sensitive to the fact that indeed our workplace is not immune from the polarization that we see. And there's an increased need in this environment for employers to make sure that their policies against discrimination and harassment, that the training they do is up to speed and current.